I've been to Egypt, and it is a
We couldn't wait to continue our travels through North Africa, in particular to the country referred to as the Land of Pharaohs due to its rich and ancient history and cultural heritage, Egypt.
We just arrived in Cairo, taking the shuttle bus to our next flight, and early in the morning. I'm very tired.
1 hour later.
Living the dream.
We started our time with a break from a month of fast traveling through Europe and Morocco. We stayed at our first all-inclusive resort on the Red Sea coast. We did our best to beat the intense heat with plenty of swimming and snorkeling, and I even took my diving certification. There were plenty of activities and the food was fantastic.
So we were just snorkeling in some coral reefs. It's really nice having Egypt. We saw these kind of swordfish, which are all skinny. It was really cool.
It's my birthday, and I'm going on Claire's last certification dive for her open water certification, so I get to celebrate that with her on my birthday.
Hey, guess what we saw?
What did you see?
A massive sea turtle. And 2 seahorses, 2 little manta rays, and angelfish, lionfish, a crocodile fish.
So awesome. So, feeling good?
Yeah, I'm tired though.
Yeah.
A turtle!
It was cute. So amazing.
Excellent.
Oh, great!
Kaboom!
4 days went by fast, and it was time to drive inland, to the shore of the Nile at Luxor for our first glimpse at Egypt's ancient civilizations. A long drive through the desert delivered us to our small hotel on the West Bank, where we enjoyed epic views of the Nile and the Valley of the Kings.
So we just arrived in Luxor after a almost 5-hour drive from our beach resort. We are enjoying our welcome drink and the views of the Nile.
It's 10:30. We're in Luxor. It's our first night. Phew. you can hear that and it sounds loud, it's that loud through the windows that are closed. We think it's the next door hotel blasting some karaoke, maybe?
We arrived in Luxor last night. It was a long ride from Hurghada, and this morning we're getting up early to go see the east bank of the Nile. There's lots of balloons up over the Valley of the Kings this morning. It's sunrise over the east bank. Beautiful.
Oh, we're on our boat to the other side of the Nile in Egypt.
We found a great guide, Ayman, to show us Luxor's amazing museums, temples, and tombs over 2 days. We started with a half day exploring Karnak Temple before cooling off indoors at the world-class Luxor Museum, where we learned all about the kings of the Old Kingdom.
There is incense in front of him. We see lotus and papyrus flowers, and give them as a present for the sacred boat of God Amun-Ra. We see the boat.
How did you see the horse?
The ram, not the horse.
Okay.
Okay.
We are checking out the temple of Amun-Ra, which was built over the course of 2,000 years, starting 4,000 years ago. And it's called the Temple of Karnak, built for the god Amun-Ra.
There's a statue of a scarab, which is like a beetle. And in ancient Egypt, the beetle symbolized sunrise and sunset. And it is said that if you walk around the scarab with a wish in your mind, then that wish will come true. 3 times if you're looking for a marriage, 4 times if you're trying to have more kids. I'm just going to go once, don't need those other 2. This is a hall of columns, 120 columns that were built specifically by Ramses III when he was the pharaoh or the king. And what we've learned is that there are these cartouches, these circular shapes that have lettering inside them, and they represent the names of the king and also his king's name, which is associated with a particular god. So you can see the little ones that are vertical, and then you can see larger ones horizontal all over these columns.
Wait, I thought the Nile Delta split into 3. Well, we're in Luxor, which is somewhere on the Nile. It literally says right here, sorry.
We see the pylon over there. Each tower we have 2 niches and 2 windows. They used to put big flags like this one.
Cool.
We are at the Luxor Temple. This obelisk here, we saw there's supposed to be a second, and we saw that one in Paris just a few weeks ago.
His name is Thutmose III. Thutmose III from New Kingdom, 18th dynasty.
We're crossing the Nile, and Claire's in pain. So am I, but I'm standing up.
Because the seats are baking in the sun, 42 degrees.
We found our way back across the Nile and took one of the most memorable taxi rides in our lives. It was a battered-up 1970s Peugeot station wagon, and there were 3 drivers. A bit of a long story.
hotel this way, huh?
Yeah.
The following day, we explored the world-famous Valley of the Kings, a complex of over 60 tombs, including King Tutankhamun.
To Valley of the Kings.
What are we on?
Something. It's like a go-kart.
Golf cart? No.
Yeah.
It was incredibly hot and so busy, with bus after bus of tourists. There were long lines to get into the tombs. Still, once we got in, we were amazed at how well they were preserved and could have spent hours just admiring the ancient inscriptions.
We're about to explore the tomb of Ramses V in Luxor, Egypt. And it's just really pretty so far. We've only gone like a couple steps. Amazing.
The most incredible tomb was that of Ramses V and VI, which was stunning.
Serpents, giraffe, serpents.
Three-headed walking and flying snake.
I found a cobra snitch.
A goose.
Frog human, which is like a frog and a human.
How hot is it, Claire?
Like 39 or something.
It's pretty darn hot, huh? Is it any better down here?
Here it's just wetter.
The heat was intense, but we traveled a short distance around to the Valley of the Queens to see the Temple of Hatshepsut, which, unlike the Valley of the Kings, is not a tomb but rather a temple built to worship one of Egypt's first female pharaohs who ruled for 20 years, 3,500 years ago.
It was like a really great visit, but just it was so hot, and so we couldn't really focus that much on the facts, or else I'm not really able to focus on it. I'm only focusing on trying to finish up the place so we can actually go home and get cool. I like being places like this. I like traveling because traveling kind of gives you that sort of sense of, oh wow, look at this. Like, even when it's like kind of hard to actually take it in fully, I really love traveling like this. It's just super fun.
Where are we?
We're in the train station in Luxor, Egypt.
And we're headed to?
Cairo. It's gonna take up to 10 hours. I'm not excited. Well, we don't know. It's either gonna be 7 or 10 hours. So, long train ride.
We opted to take the train rather than fly north to Cairo, a choice we probably wouldn't make again.
We're on a train.
A long train.
A hot train.
A stuffy train.
A train that is supposed to get us from Luxor to Giza in 7 hours, or so we thought, but it appears that we were wrong and it's going to be
10 hours or more.
We're taking the train from Luxor to Giza. Tomorrow we're going to see the big pyramids. When I booked the train a little while ago on the internet, the reservation said leave at 9 a.m. and arrive at 4. That seemed like a reasonable day, 7-hour trip. But now it's almost 3 and we're like barely halfway there. So I don't know if this reservation was wrong or this train's slow or making more stops than it ought to have been.
We just spent like 13 hours on a train from Luxor to here. And just got off, we're super tired. It's like got on at 9 in the morning and it's like sometime.
We arrived exhausted but excited when we caught our first glimpses of the pyramids, just a couple of blocks from our hotel. We set off early to explore the pyramid complex, knowing it would be another long hot day in the scorching sun.
Today, we're going to visit the pyramids of Giza, all four of them, and we're standing on the tallest one, the Pyramid of Khufu.
It's big.
Hey Claire, where are we?
Inside the pyramid.
As we started to descend into the depths of the Great Pyramid, Mom was surprised by a weird case of claustrophobia and had to turn back. The rest of us made our way through the dank, humid, and sweltering tunnel deep into the central chamber.
I'm just getting nervous.
Well, but look how much more open it is up here.
It's like Indiana Jones. We're like.
It was physically and mentally challenging, but wow, what a place.
We just went through the 4 tunnels to the tomb of the Pyramid of Khufu.
It's very stuffy, it's very musty, and I'm very sweaty. My arm feels like a wet sausage.
Yes, it does.
Mom, you should have been here.
We explored the Giza Plateau for a while longer and entered another of the Great Pyramids, before heading for lunch at the fancy restaurant with incredible views of the whole site.
The entrance into the tomb, as you can imagine, is tiny and tight. There's about enough space for one person going in and one person coming out, crouched. And also the air is very thick and heavy and wet inside. And I got 3 steps in, felt this hot air. It felt like I couldn't get a good breath. My vision kind of went a little tunnel level, and I felt my heart kind of up in my throat, and it was just enough of a nope signal from my body, and I turned around and I left. And
Into the pyramid, and it's already
Just go under and over. Oh, it's so cool down here. I just want to stay here the rest of the day.
Yeah, I know.
Inside a different pyramid.
Dad had a very animated negotiation with the horse-drawn carriage guy and finally got them to agree to take us to a viewpoint in some very bumpy horse carts. We got to blast our own music on the driver's Bluetooth speaker, which was super fun.
we're on little horse buggies heading up to a lookout point where we can see all 3 pyramids at the Giza Plateau. It's a bit rough, a bit bumpy. The restaurant's up there too. So we're going to the restaurant via the lookout.
Oh. Yeah. We're squeezed in too tight. Dad recently purchased a travel guide in Cairo, and we were flipping through the pages, and we found that the insider's tip was to go to the Pizza Hut, ask to sit on the roof at sundown, and enjoy the lovely view of the 4 pyramids and the Sphinx all in a row. So that's what we did.
The following day, we moved from Giza into an apartment in central Cairo to better explore the city's vibe. We spent a long but memorable day with a wonderful guide, Rasha, who became a fast friend, as she led us around the massive 10 million person city.
And the 7 meter on the ground. Yeah, it was big and huge. But we took that part of the fortress, 3 million liters. 3 million. And the water is always cool.
Our first stop was the Coptic area, where we explored St. Sergius and Bacchus Church, which is the location where Joseph, Mary, and baby Jesus once stayed.
What's this, Claire? Where are we?
In a jail.
We're in a jail, but do you remember who was jailed?
St. George.
So we just learned that the young people here like to raise pigeons and bring them to market. And so all over the city of Cairo, there's these elevated pigeon coops where the kids will raise the pigeons and then they'll take them to market to make a few extra dollars.
Tuck tuck chase. We need to pass these guys.
Fast and apparently illegal tuk-tuk ride zipped us to the National Museum of Civilization, where we took in the incredible exhibit displaying the royal mummies of 22 ancient pharaohs.
One of puppets, and they mummified the fruit, and they put the fruit inside the stove, and the statues for the servants, and each servant.
This is like a calendar, I think. They fill it with water. There's a little hole at the bottom that every second it drops one drop of water. So every hour it goes down about like an inch or something.
This exhibit was super modern and just wonderful, though we were not allowed to take any photos. You really have to see it yourself to appreciate the stories of these ancient rulers. Next, we were off to the Islamic Quarter to check out the markets, and in particular, a cafe where the tea is steeped in mint, as well as 300 years of tradition.
Right now we're in the room of a very old cafe that's in the main market in Cairo. And this particular room is where the president would come and have tea every day. And we've just ordered ourselves some lovely mint tea.
We're learning to write our name and have gifts. So I just have stencil. So we have an owl, this thing, and then a sphinx, and then
So one thing with Alba, it has 300 mosques. Oh, yeah. And that was the country.
Rasha showed us the inside of a huge underground cistern where drinking water was stored and distributed to citizens. The scale was enormous, and it was such a unique and unexpected thing to see.
Here for local people to get the water from here.
Wait, guys, listen. Yes. My voice. This is the well we pull the water up from, and over here you can pour your tub, and since it's marble it keeps it nice and cool, and then you give the water for free to float. This is a nougat, which is like sugar, nuts, milk, and it's a kind of Egyptian candy. I'll just try it. It's very chewy. I like it. Maybe an 8 out of 10.
We had to try Egypt's national dish for lunch, and we learned that the only place to really have koshari is Abu Tarek, which makes thousands of plates a day from his 5-story location dedicated to that one dish.
For koshari, it's consists of 6 floors, only offer one dish, koshari. And they start his business with this simple car for local street food. And after that, he be successful and make his business bigger.
Garlic sauce vinegar. Also, salt or pepper. Spicy? Okay. Tomato sauce?
Okay.
Yummy, yummy.
Yummy. Whoa.
Red onion?
Fried onion.
Mix together.
Together.
Taste now.
Okay.
Enjoy. Bon appetit.
Gran.
So this is koshari. It's the Egyptian national dish, and it's made with rice, pasta, chickpeas, tomato sauce, lentils, and a bunch of other things. It's really tasty.
We wrapped up our whirlwind day at the Egyptian Museum, a wonderful collection of hundreds of thousands of Egyptian artifacts. It was huge and a bit disorganized, so we relied on Rasha to draw our attention to a few key pieces. Among them, of course, is the famous golden mask of King Tut, just incredible to see in person.
It's literally as wide as my suitcase. Maybe a little bit wider.
Egypt had so much to offer. Our time was unforgettable. It was time to leave Africa and make our way to Asia. But first, a quick stopover in Dubai.
We're on the double-decker plane. I think it's called the Airbus. Flying to Dubai from Cairo.
I really enjoyed going inside the pyramids of Giza and seeing the Great Sphinx. All the fantastic amenities at the Hurghada Beach Resort.
Scuba diving in the Red Sea.
Seeing the mummies at the Museum of Civilization.
Experiencing the tomb of King Ramses V and the VI.